Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So it's a done deal. It's a done deal. Bitcoin is now legal tender in El Salvador. Very first country ever in history to declare a digital currency, one that many have deemed to be a Ponzi, a scam, rat poison square, is now official currency in a country. Yes, it has happened, and this is only the beginning. This is monumental for Bitcoin. And today I want to discuss what this means exactly, what El Salvador is actually doing, what does it mean to be legal tender, and which other countries are following suit. There's a lot to talk about, and of course, Bitcoin is rallying hard today. So thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel. 2 streams every day, 11:30 and 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure you hit that notification bell and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right, guys, let's do this. People are feeling good. It's no longer bearish. What a day. What a day. We went from ultra bearish, just a day ago. People were claiming that, Bitcoin could go down to 20,000 and everyone was turning bearish. And I said, no, don't lose sight of the person that you want to be, which is someone that is crypto rich and you want to make life-changing wealth. What you do is buy during those opportunities. Buy when people are fearful and everyone is claiming that Bitcoin's going to go lower. No, you do the opposite of what everyone else does. And had you done that, you know what? Or you simply hold, you're feeling pretty good because Bitcoin is coming up a big V-shaped recovery basically in one day. And that's because there's a lot of good news. We've made history today. And guys like the Moon, which I like to single out because he loves to push his Bybit links. Just a day ago, look at this headline. I'm shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. This is a day ago. And of course, within 30 seconds of this film, telling you to go on Bybit to do leverage because he's telling you to short Bitcoin. Then he came out with another video. Is it time to sell all of our Bitcoins? Then another video saying Bitcoin is in danger. This is all within one day, folks. 3 videos, consecutive videos telling you that Bitcoin is in danger and that you should sell. Not only sell, but put on a leverage trade, right? Then a shocking move, and now he comes out with a video 3 hours ago saying the biggest Bitcoin news ever, and now turning bullish. Okay, this is why you don't want to do leverage. Those people that listened, they got wrecked today. They got wrecked. They got liquidated. Look at today. You actually have more shorts being liquidated than longs. We haven't seen that in a very long time because there's just a lot of FUD, a lot of fear, a lot of longs being liquidated. Finally, we have a day where some shorts are liquidated, but I don't like to see anyone get liquidated. I don't want to see that at all. But you still have guys like Carl that is telling you exactly what's going to happen. And because of that, go use his Bybit and leverage. And when you do that, you'll get wrecked because the market is uncertain. It's volatile. You don't know what it's going to do 1 minute to the next. This is why I don't rely on TA that much. In certain situations, sure. But TA can't possibly anticipate that a country is going to make Bitcoin legal tender. It can't anticipate that, right? This is why I focus on the bigger picture, why I always tell you guys to look at what's going on behind the scenes. Not what is being said, not is what the charts is dictating, what's happening behind the scenes. And when you have an entire country that has made a point to basically force everyone to use Bitcoin, that is a pretty big deal. Okay, so what does this mean exactly to become legal tender? That means that Bitcoin has to be accepted as a currency, as a payment mechanism everywhere in El Salvador. Meaning that if you own a business and you take, fiat cash and you take credit card, right? Now you have to take Bitcoin. It is going to be mandatory within the next 90 days. Every single business in El Salvador will be required to accept Bitcoin. And this is very, very important in a country where most of the population don't have a bank account, which means they don't have a debit card, which means they also probably don't have a credit card. So right now, most of the country is dealing with fiat and cash. And now there is going to be a digital equivalency. There's going to be Bitcoin, right? This is enormous, enormous. So unlike other countries where, you know, Bitcoin's legal, like the US, Bitcoin's legal, but the United States does not force the businesses to say, hey, you must accept Bitcoin, right? That hasn't happened yet. But in El Salvador, that is exactly what's happening. And this has to happen within the next 90 days. 90 days, which is really, really, really quick. So in addition to this, President Nayib is making it so that there are no capital gains tax on Bitcoin because it's a currency. Because it is going to be a form of currency. It's not seen as an investment. So if you're holding on, you buy Bitcoin, you trade Bitcoin, and you make a ton of money, you don't have to pay any capital gains tax on Bitcoin in the entire country. That's fantastic. That's enormous. So you could tell President Nayib is just going all in with Bitcoin. This is an entire country. This is not, not to belittle Michael Saylor. I mean, Michael Saylor is a big deal. He's a public figure leading a public trade company, but he's no president of a country, right? This is big. Now, because of President Nayib's bullishness on Bitcoin, this is not the only country that's looking into it. Bitcoin is great. Digital currency is great for countries that have a lot of citizens that are unbanked, meaning they don't have access to a bank account. Everything's dealt with cash. There's a lot of things that goes with being unbanked, and there's a lot of countries like that. And a lot of countries that have economic woes, financial instability, hyperinflation, whatever there is. So look at all these other countries. Of course, El Salvador, now Paraguay. Paraguay is the second one that where they're considering Bitcoin. So besides Paraguay, you have Panama, you have Brazil, which recently joined in, right? These are the countries I showed you guys on local Bitcoin. The other day, I showed you the volume of Bitcoin. These are the countries where Bitcoin volume is just going up exponentially. And you even have Mexico that's joining in, and Argentina, right? So you have all these countries, Latin American countries, and just countries that have a lot of the problems that I've been talking about. There's a lot of unbanked people. There's a lot of people that's just dealing with cash right now. There's countries with hyperinflation. The economy is just not stable, and Bitcoin is just a better alternative. Despite the fact Bitcoin is volatile, we just had a 50% correction with Bitcoin. I know that. But still, compared to what's going on in some of these countries like Argentina, where it costs you more in their dollars, right? Like the amount that you have to pay for just toilet paper, you could just use the cash as toilet paper. That's how bad it is with their inflation rate. So yeah, this is a big thing, and it's the first of many countries, and that is why Bitcoin is doing very, very well today. And this is not the only positive news. Last night, when Bitcoin was still down, right, the entire market was actually going down, I said, don't pay attention to the price because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes. This was talked about days ago, and this got approved so quickly, so quickly. But you have other things that's just very, very positive overall. Of course, we have MicroStrategy, right? We know Michael Saylor is raising another $400 million in convertible notes to buy Bitcoin. He upped that to $500 million. And the reason why is because he actually received $1.6 billion in offers. That kind of shows you that even with Bitcoin down 50%, these VCs, these hedge funds, these other Wall Street guys are willing to buy convertible notes from MicroStrategy because they want exposure to Bitcoin. Again, paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes, right? These guys want to get in cheap. These guys are probably the ones behind the FUD. But they do that because they want to accumulate. They want more of it. There's absolutely no point for them to spread FUD if they weren't interested in it, if they weren't interested in acquiring. That's what these big guys do, right? So the fact that Michael Saylor received $1.6 billion when he's only raising $400 million, that tells you something. That tells you something, right? Maybe he's going to up it. I think he just did $500 million. I don't know if he upped it. Last few times he tried to do this, like, he always upped it. So, T. Martinez, thank you for that. Hogel Finance, they're launching launch pad. Okay. Maybe later. So that's also very positive. Shows you the appetite for Bitcoin right now. Now, in addition, this is also enormous. Amazon getting into not only BlockFi, but DeFi. So they're not just looking at blockchain, which can transform their entire supply chain space in terms of tracking where things are on the shelves, which warehouse, where is it going, where is it coming from, right? You could do a lot with blockchain. You could track temperatures of foods. You could put labels and make sure things are not counterfeit. If they start doing their drone delivery and stuff like that, I mean, there's just so much you could do with blockchain. And that is why they're going gung-ho with it. Not only that, they're looking into DeFi. So is an Amazon coin coming up? Are they coming out of the Amazon digital currency? Are they building a DEX or some kind of swap or some kind of exchange where you could buy Amazon coin? Right? You don't know. There's just so much that they could be doing behind the scenes. But they're not hiding it. The job posting is still listed. They didn't just remove it like Apple. Like, oh, the cat's out of bag. They're like, no, we're embracing this. We're going to go all in. And of course, this is also very, very, very bullish for an entire market. All right, what else is there? Just a few quick pieces of news about certain crypto. So, for example, Solana, you guys may have noticed, have been so strong. Even when Bitcoin fell down to 31,000, Solana did not move at all. It's, in fact, still up around $43. So they're close to their previous high of 46, 47. So they're not too far off. And one of the reasons is because there's just a lot of interest. They just raised $314 million in a private token sale. Polychain Capital, Andreessen Horowitz, Alameda Research, of course, and you have a whole bunch of other VCs that want a piece. This is one of the reasons why I love Solana, because it's very, very interesting right now what's going on. There's a lot of funding. They're looking to be a serious competitor to Ethereum and Cardano and everyone else. They have full backing of Alameda Research and FTX, right? And there's a whole slew of dApps and DeFi and NFT marketplaces that's coming. So very, very, very interesting. This is why they're so strong recently, because there's just a lot of interest. A lot of interest. If El Salvador's adoption is successful, we might see more hyperinflation-ridden countries. Yes, of course. Of course. Because they don't know, these countries with hyperinflation, you know, they don't even know what to do, right? Their currency is broken. Their financial system is broken. So what can you do? The easiest way is to embrace Bitcoin. That's the easiest way to do it. And Bitcoin is, look at this, V-shaped recovery. How many people expected a V-shaped recovery? Almost none, except me, because I was like, it didn't matter. If it went down more, okay, the strategy is the same. If it goes up, great, right? But you don't panic sell. You never panic sell. You never give away your life-changing wealth, right? You never do that. You dollar cost average, and you hodl. And you know what? We're right back to where we were just a day ago or 2 days ago, right? And let's see where today ends up. Now, the other piece of news is, I don't know if you guys are interested in hearing about, but that is Dogecoin. Dogecoin has made Vitalik millions. Not that he needs it, but Vitalik recently did an interview and said that investing in Dogecoin has been his best investment outside of maybe creating Ethereum and becoming a billionaire from that. But he talked about how he bought $25,000 worth of Doge in 2016. He sold half of it when it went up to like 7 cents or something. and he thought that that was ridiculous already. He donated that, and that was $4.3 million from 25,000, and that was at 7 cents. And if he didn't sell any of that and went up all the way to 50 cents or 70 cents, whatever, that would have been a cool like 20 or 30 million for Vitalik. So he was just talking about how Dogecoin, he just invested because just like everyone else, he's like, whatever, it's a crypto with a cute dog, and I'm just gonna put some money in it, and turn out to be one of the best investments he's ever made. Big Mac, thank you. Bin Moon, thank you. But I do have something that is quite interesting. I didn't know about this. So it looks like Elon may be pushing Dogecoin and Ethereum collaboration. So I didn't know. Vitalik basically talked about how he wants to bridge Doge with Ethereum so people could trade Doge 1,000 times a second inside a loop ring. That would be amazing. So there would be like DeFi aspects to this. You could wrap Doge and trade it on Ethereum, and vice versa. You could wrap Ethereum and bring it to Doge if there's going to be ecosystem coming out, right? I didn't know. I don't know how serious this is. Of all the chains and all the projects out there, I think a bridge to Ethereum, a Ethereum bridge to, say, Solana or Cardano or Polkadot or VeChain or wherever. I think those are a little bit more important, but this may be coming so that you could have a bridge between Doge and Ethereum, and Elon actually agrees. He replied saying, I pretty much agree with Vitalik. So maybe that's coming. Maybe that is coming. All right, and this leads into my new sponsor. So I know a lot of you guys love Dogecoin. A lot of retail people FOMO or ape into Dogecoin. Not only that, but apes into stocks that skyrocket like AMC and GME. But anyways, I have a new partnership with Webull. So some of you guys have heard, Robinhood competitor. There's just so much bad press about Robinhood. So I decided to partner up with Webull instead. And of course, Webull is one of those financial apps that allow you to do everything. You could trade stocks, options, ETFs, and cryptocurrencies, including Dogecoin. So this is the list. It's not very comprehensive, but you could trade Ethereum, Stellar, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic. So this is like the basics. And this is really for people that are already trading stocks, but they want exposure to Dogecoin or crypto. I'm sorry, not just Dogecoin, crypto. But of course, we know a lot of retail investors do ape into Dogecoin whenever it pumps up, right? So that is Webull. They have their own mobile app, of course, iOS and Android, and all the benefits of like a financial app. Basically, there's no minimums. There's no trading fees at all. You can trade 7 days a week. There's, of course, secure two-factor authentication help, and Webull is a fully regulated brokerage by the SEC located in New York. So they are based in the US, so they have that going for them. And of course, you can trade anything else you want too. If you are into stocks, if you're into options, you're into ETFs and crypto, you can check out Webull. Now, Webull, the downside to Webull is you can't withdraw your crypto yet. So I know that's the hindrance, like Robinhood, Webull, PayPal, they don't allow you to withdraw, but that is something that they're working on. So hopefully that gets enabled. But if you are new to the space or you happen to trade stocks, check them out. And also they have a promotion going on. If you deposit $100 or more right now, they will give you a free stock that's valued between $8,000 to $2,000. I don't know how that works. Don't ask me how that works, but you get a free stock that's somewhere between $8,000 to $2,000 by depositing $100. That's a pretty big bonus. And you won't get liquidated like Bybit unless you decide to do options. But if you simply buy and hold, you're okay. So that's Webull. If you guys want to check them out, their link, yes, is in my description below. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Let's do some Q&A. My referral link, affiliate link, is in the description, so make sure you use it. Thoughts on AMP being listed on Coinbase? I talked about that yesterday. They had a good pump, like 20% pump yesterday, and they're continuing that pump. So there's really nothing to say about that other than it's good for AMP. Why? With the two other tokens I got added, I had no clue on, like Enzyme and like Get Token or something. Coinbase sometimes does like really weird listings. AMP, I think, makes sense, and they're already on Gemini. But like the other two doesn't make any sense. But I do like it. I like AMP quite a bit. Thoughts on Anchor with Terra? Yes, that's their staking play, I believe. Terra, why I like Terra is because they have their own stable coins, one in USD and one in Korean. It's not dollars, I don't know, the Korean currency. But they also created dApps to help you utilize them. So Anchor, I believe, is their lending platform, which you could actually get quite a bit, 19% or 18% right now. And they have Mirror protocol is for token creation, synthetic tokens. So it's Mirror and Anchor. I haven't used them myself, but they look promising. And that's why overall I like Terra a lot. What happened to the B Pro interview? Ru unfortunately told me to remove it. He said his lawyers were concerned that that might raise problems because I guess technically if you're in the US, you can't buy B Pro or you're not supposed to. So he told me to remove it. That's why it's down. I just want everyone to know that the short interest is increasing exponentially. So don't worry if we see a price drop on BTC. Data mesh. Well, I hope we get a big short squeeze. That's what I wish. We've been seeing a lot of long squeezes, a ton of long squeezes. We really need a short squeeze, which is why I suggested to Michael that we have a Bitcoin day and everyone just buys, including himself, that 500 million. Buy it on a spot exchange, buy it on Coinbase or something, and just wreck the bears. So hoping that comes true, but I don't think so. Can you explain BTC dominance, please? What is it and what does it mean? It's just take the overall market cap of Bitcoin, divide it out of the entire market cap of the entire crypto ecosystem. That's Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin makes up 42.5% of an entire market cap of all cryptos. So it's a good way to measure whether or not all coins are gaining strength or Bitcoin is gaining strength. So yesterday, Bitcoin dominance was about 41%. So today it went up because Bitcoin is pumping more than the others, right? So you can see overall global market cap went up about 10%, but Bitcoin itself went up 14%. That's why Bitcoin dominance went up. So it's a good judge to see what's gaining strength and what's not. How can I help a restaurant create their own token? I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of projects that help create tokens. Depends on what, like an NFT or a regular token. I can't even think of like NFTs. There's a few, but like if you're creating a regular token, it might be hard. That's why I went with Rally. So they create it for like influencers, but I don't know about like restaurants. How does long time yield work? You mean like the ones where you have to stake for a certain amount of time? Basically, you select the time. There are certain staking, like on KuCoin or Binance, you can stake for like 7 days, 14 days, 20, 30 days, something like that. The longer you do it, the more interest you make. So usually that's how it works. Please enable downloading for finished streams. Why would I enable that? I wouldn't want you to download it, but you could definitely watch it. I don't get that. And plus, I don't think downloading is ever enabled. I could download it, but no one else can. Vegas, GeorgeCon 2021. It's in October. So I don't want to give too many details out yet because I'm still trying to finalize things, but I do have a few projects signed up already, and still looking for speakers. So if you guys have connections, I'm working on trying to get Michael there. I'm in contact with his person. But I'd love to get some big name speakers. But yeah, it's going to be a good event. It's going to be a good event. Dick asked about Ravencoin tokenization platform. You could create your own token in 2 minutes. Thanks for bringing that up. I know that they were building that, on top of a blockchain that's forked from Bitcoin. I didn't know they were that advanced already, so that's good. That's good. What does Arweave have that Side doesn't? Well, Arweave is the storage provider for Solana, so that's a big thing. All dApps that's riding on top of Solana that needs storage basically is using Arweave, so that is a big thing. That's a big thing. But not to say that Side doesn't have any advantages. Side is basically trying to build out a decentralized internet too with the storage nodes. So that is something that they're also trying to do. So they're doing different things, but I still like Arweave. Someone asked about Pixel. There's no need to look at this. When the volume is less than 5,000, it's a dead project, or it's such a new project it's not worth looking into right now. Streamer, man, that's an old project. Maestro asked about Streamer. That's an old project. They're competing with IOTA. They're a data marketplace. Wow, they're up. So you probably want me to look at it because it pumped. But that's what they do. They have formed a few partnerships where basically these projects will put their data on there and you can monetize. You could sell it. You could lease it out and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is a legit pump. Maybe these groups are pumping it, but that's what they do. I actually thought they were pretty promising back in the day. Harmony 1 is a bridge. Could it help with Doge ETH situation? No, it's not going to help with that. But Harmony basically has a bridge already to ETH. So basically, they're going they can onboard projects, or projects from Ethereum could onboard into Harmony pretty easily. And also, they're EVM compatible, Solidity compatible, and the DEXs basically could utilize that bridge to pull ERC20 tokens over. So that has nothing to do with Doge. But if there's multiple bridges, then they could connect into Doge too, I guess. Hey, George, why did I use Aurox? Well, it's free. So why not? Why not? Yeah, so this is Aurox Terminal. They are a sponsor. However, why I like them is it's you get trading view, you get every indicator. Okay, so that's awesome. And you have your own custom Aurox indicators. And sometimes I just like to look at it. Like, for example, this. The Aurox indicator tells you buys and sell points, and right now it's looking like a buy. You have market overview, you have order books. You can actually trade directly. You can hook up your Binance API and trade directly from this terminal. And there's like a pro layout too, where you can add in widgets and stuff. So you get a lot, and you get different tabs, and all this for a low price of $0. Yes, they're giving this out, everything out free. So why would you not use it? But I think it's pretty good. The only downside is sometimes it gets a little slow. Refreshes takes a little longer, but you know what? Why not? Oscar, thank you for that. Student Coin. Student Coin, I covered them a couple of times. So they're about DeFi, creating tokens and NFTs. They're doing airdrops. They're kind of doing their own launchpad stuff too. So still early. We'll see what they do, but they got a lot of attention this year. Will any new dApp coins add to what? Will any new dApps add to Cardano pump ADA? Probably. If it's riding on top of Cardano, it's using ADA. So yeah, it probably will. Teller. I don't remember Teller. Decentralized Oracle network. Okay. I don't like oracles outside of Chainlink. It's just they don't really have enough traction. Chainlink has connections to every DeFi project, every chain that needs a price oracle, a data oracle, number generator. They all go with Chainlink. Algorand. I just don't know enough about it, but I do know that Charles loved them, and they are a promising chain. They're doing pretty well, and they do have a lot of DeFi coming on board too. So a lot of people love them. I just don't know enough about them. Is it true Amazon's go .vchain? That's a rumor. I don't think that's the case. People are saying BitBoy called me out, or he said good things. I don't have anything against anyone. I think that everyone is doing the best at educating and helping people, right? Different people have different ways, but Ben from BitBoy, obviously he helped me a lot when he brought F2 Pool to attention. I think that really helped jumpstart my channel within a few months ago. But yeah, and he's doing good things. It's around the blockchain. People love it. I won at once. It just wasn't for me, but people love that. And to get interesting perspectives from different influencers, that's pretty good. I mean, the only person I really guess is really, not the only person. And I have nothing personal. I'm not personally attacking the moon, but I just can't stand that. It's so blatantly obvious that he's telling people to get into leverage. Right? I get it. Everyone has partners, sponsors, affiliates. I get it. I have a lot. But leverage is just one thing that really wrecks people. It just really, really, really wrecks people. And when you create videos that is telling everyone to short Bitcoin or to sell Bitcoin, this is going to wreck people when Bitcoin turns around. Right? So this is the only thing I have against Carl and anyone else that does the same thing. But overall, I've been saying, there's people that concentrate on TA. There's people that concentrate on news, fundamentals. I think for most part, most people in this space just wants to keep people collected, cool, educated, and moving forward, right? So that's what we all need to do. Like even Benjamin Cohen, right? He showed up yesterday or day before. He's an excellent TA guy. So if you want to check out NT, I would say Ben Cohen is probably the most respected in this space. We've disagreed sometimes. I didn't think we're in a bear market, right? I just, my definition is different, but again, what he's trying to do and what I'm trying to do is the same. It's just stay focused and stay in the game. Ultimately, you want to stay in the game. You don't want to sell your life-changing wealth to someone else. You want to stay in the game. You want to keep it for yourself. BTC has a limited amount, and these countries are now using it as their currency. What happens if it sells out, no longer available? Well, think about it. What happens to the price when something sells out? It goes for like this, and then it goes this, and then it goes to the moon, and there's no more. That's eventually what's going to happen. Like the scenario where where people are projecting Bitcoin to be at $500, $1 million, $10 million. Why do you think that's going to happen? It's because everyone's just holding it and not using it, right? Of course, Bitcoin is divisible up to 16 decimal places, so you could go all the way down to 1 sat. But that's the thing. The more people that use it and hold it, the more valuable it becomes. Bitcoin Cash Pay, I did a sponsor review of them recently. They seemed like they had stuff going. They had a SEC a license from the Philippines, I believe. I don't use them. They're mostly for overseas. Bobby says my wallet is George. It refuses to sell. That's the right way to do it. Oscar, thank you. Did I buy? Don says, did I buy AMC on the dip? Squeeze imminent. I'm not a stock person, but it's interesting that what's happening with AMC and GME, you know, before and everyone else. I mean, there's this collective movement, right? I've been saying this. There's a collective movement to basically disrupt the hedge funds and the greedy shorters, right? They're naked shorting and over shorting, and that's what the people are doing, is disrupting that and making a shitload of money in the meantime too, right? So we in crypto need to do that too. We know there's a lot of big players trying to get in, and they'll cause a lot of FUD, but we collectively need to get together and stay strong. If everyone holds and no one's selling, the price ain't going down, right? So that's what we need to do. I think it's a good thing to look at that is going on right now. That never happened before, not to this extent, right? And it's pretty amazing. And I think, you know, we're going to experience that in crypto more and more so. With every dip, we're learning, getting stronger, developing the diamond hands, the laser eyes, right? And I think retail investors are not so gullible with every single dip, and that's what we want. But again, to plug, if you do want to get into AMC or GME or even Doge or any other crypto, right, then check out Webull. I have not used them yet, but I do want to use them. I do actually want to use them. You can trade stocks, options, ETFs, and crypto. So I know a lot of you guys are diversified, but yeah, I don't think that's a bad idea. Oh, speaking of Bitcoin, look at this. Bitcoin is shooting back up. It's like, you know, so many people said, no, there's no way it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. It's going to go down to 20,000. Well, look at it. We're exactly doing that, a V-shaped recovery. Of course, we're not above 41, 42,000, which is like a magical point, or it's more like 43,000, right? But the way this is going, when countries are forcing its citizens and businesses to use Bitcoin, that's a big deal. That's millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of people. And it's only getting started. Trust me, the next few weeks, next few months, we're going to hear about another country that's jumping in, especially the ones that have monetary issues like, you know, hyperinflation or something like that. And then we're going to start seeing this come right back up, and everyone's going to forget what has happened. And then the people that sold out will realize that was a bad move, that you should have never been feared out, right? Holding works. Holding works. That's the name of the game. Brazil. Think about if Brazil adopts Bitcoin as a legal tender. Brazil's like, what, 100 million, 150 million population, maybe 200, 300 million. I know the U.S. is around 400 million, but Brazil is high. So, I mean, that's a lot. Opinion about EOS. EOS is still up in the air for me. You know, their new thing now is this fantastic DEX, but we have heard that before with voice. That went nowhere. So I don't know if that's going to fix things. I mean, this problem with collusions and the rich getting richer with block producers, that still exists. That hasn't been solved. So I'm still neutral on EOS, but they have a ton. Their ICO raised $4 billion, and that $4 billion probably turned into $400 billion or $40 billion now. So they have a ton of bank that they can rely on for literally forever. So they're not going to go away anytime soon. And the same thing could be said about Tron. They have just a ton of money. I mean, this is looking pretty darn good. It's going to go right back into this triangle. I mean, this pennant. If it does, and it could break out the upside, I mean, let's see. Let's see if we can break 43,000. If Bitcoin would break 43,000 and continue, then for sure we've regained that momentum back. But right now, I mean, we're doing good. Still a lot of buying opportunities. Like today for altcoins not doing so well today. Though most are in green, but not as well as Bitcoin. And that's why Bitcoin's dominance is going up, right? But still kind of shows you when altcoin dominance hovers and doesn't drastically drop, shows you that retail investors are still holding strong and buying more when they can on the dips, and that's the right way to do it. Don't miss out on the fair launch of Felicity Finance tomorrow. That's such a girlish name. Okay. Daryl, we're all George. Appreciate that. All right, guys. That is it. Today's pretty good. Pretty good day. Bitcoin made history. We now have an entire country that is going to embrace Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now legal tender of an entire country, and there's at least a half dozen more that is thinking about jumping in. This is enormous. Not only that, hey, if you wanted no capital gains tax, you can move to El Salvador if you happen to be in the area, right? So this is very bullish. And again, these are the type of things I like to look at and concentrate on. Why is Bitcoin scarce? Why is it going up? Why do people think it's going to go higher, right? Why do so many people buy it to attain life-changing wealth? These are the reasons. Bitcoin's a different animal. It's a different animal. It's created by Satoshi, who knows who that is, a group of people or person, but it was created for this purpose, to hedge against and to get away from the shenanigans of the current centralized systems of the world, the central banks and all the stuff that's going on, right? Because basically countries and banks can't be trusted. Can't be trusted. And now we're starting to see this take form after only 11 years. It's pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. As always, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one.